The company behind Ozempic is losing the market it invented. A few years ago, that sentence would have sounded absurd. Just a couple of years ago, Novo was the most valuable company in all of Europe. At its peak, it was worth more than its entire home country produces in a year. Ozempic was a household word. The gold rush had one clear winner. So how does the inventor of a market start losing it? In about 3 years, with its main patent still fully intact. That's the puzzle. The drug is Ozempic in one form, Wegovy in another. The company owns both. Everyone assumes the drug patent is the moat. Here, the patent held, and the moat broke anyway. Let's define the word first. A moat is whatever stops a rival from copying what you do. In pharma, the obvious moat is the patent. It's the legal right that blocks anyone from making your exact molecule. Novo's patent did precisely that. It still does today. You'd assume that settles it. Own the molecule, own the market. That's the story that made Novo Europe's most valuable company. That's the story that says Ozempic simply won. But watch what the market actually did. Lilly now holds about 60% of the US market to Novo's 40%. And this year, Lilly passed Novo outside the US too. So, look at what flipped. The prescription lead, gone. The overseas lead, gone. The title of most valuable drug maker in the race, gone. The inventor is now the number 2, at home and abroad. And the patent that was supposed to prevent all of this never moved. So the patent isn't the answer. A patent blocks a copy. It does not block a better drug. And a rival, Eli Lilly, showed up with one. Look at the head-to-head. The two companies ran their drugs against each other directly in the same trial. Head-to-head, Lilly's molecule dropped about 20% of body weight versus Novo's 14%. Roughly twice as many patients hit the deepest weight loss tier. Same demand, same patients, a measurably stronger result. And notice what this is not. It's not a cheaper copy of Novo's drug. It's a different compound that simply works better. Novo's patent was never even in the way. Lilly wasn't copying anything, so there was nothing to sue over. So trace how the lead moved. Novo's weight loss drug landed first. Lilly's better one arrived about 2 years later. That 2-year head start should have been decisive. It wasn't. And the reason is the second half of this story. Novo couldn't make enough of its own drug. Its weight loss product sat on the national shortage list for roughly 3 years. It simply couldn't meet the demand it had created. And a shortage, it turns out, is the exact window a first mover's lead leaks out of. Because unmet demand is a subsidy. It's a subsidy paid to whoever can supply the substitute. Two kinds of rival rushed into that gap. Copycat pharmacies mixed cheaper versions while the shortage lasted. And Lilly launched its own drug into it with a stronger molecule and the capacity to ship it. Novo's supply ceiling had become its rival's runway. Now, watch the two sales curves cross. Lilly made the same bet 3 years later, and its weight loss drug already outsells Novo's. And the growth rates aren't close. Novo's franchise grew 29% last year. Lilly's grew nearly 200%. And here's why the old story survives. That crossover only happened about a year ago. The numbers flipped so recently that most people haven't caught up, which is why the headlines still say Novo won. That gap is the whole reversal in one number. 2 years ago, Novo led this market by about $6.5 billion. Now, Lilly leads by about $4.5 billion. Add those together, the lead in this market swung roughly $11 billion against its inventor in a single year. So the fight moved. The molecule now belongs to the other side. If you can't win there, your only edge left is who can physically make the most doses. And that turns out to be expensive. Watch where the money goes now. The new fight is who can physically make the most doses, and both are spending tens of billions on plants. Lilly's capital spending crossed 12% of sales, roughly double the industry norm. Novo answered through its foundation parent. It spent $16.5 billion buying a contract manufacturer outright. Then it handed 3 of those factory sites to the drug company itself. The inventor of the category was buying assembly lines, not filing lawsuits.
Think about what that spending admits.
You litigate when the moat is a patent. You pour concrete when the moat is a factory. Both firms are voting with their money, and both are betting on the plants. The legal fight was never really the fight. And here's the part almost nobody notices. Novo's patent was legally valid and fully in force the entire time its market was being taken. Lilly never had to challenge it. It never had to invalidate it. It never had to design around it. A different, better molecule serving the same demand infringes nothing. There was simply nothing to copy. That's the reveal. The thing everyone points to as the moat did exactly what a patent does, and it did not matter at all. The moat that actually decided this market was manufacturing capacity, which is why 2 of the largest drug companies on Earth are settling a war with concrete and steel instead of lawyers. So the framework to keep is this. In drugs, the moat is the molecule, until a better molecule exists. After that, the moat is whoever can make the most doses. First mover advantage decays the day a superior compound reads out. The inventor often just builds the market for whoever comes second. Now, the honest counter. This is 1 year of a still open race, not a verdict. Novo has real ways back. There's a pill version of its drug, a next-generation combo, and all that bought capacity coming online. Though that combo has so far fallen short of the bar Lilly set. And Novo still books tens of billions in a market that keeps exploding. A strong number 2 here is not a corpse. But the direction is hard to argue with, and the stakes reach past the 2 companies. Today, Lilly is worth about 5 times what Novo is, and Novo has been worth more than Denmark's entire economy, and strip out pharma, and the country barely grew last year. Its drug makers added about a full point to the country's growth. An entire national economy is now a leveraged bet on the side that just lost the lead. And the same pattern is loading again. Both companies are now pouring capacity into a pill years before the trial data settles. They're betting on the factory before the science. And that same fight sets what you pay. These drugs list at well over $1,000 a month, and which of the 2 wins decides that price. Which leaves one quiet irony. Novo did everything a patent is supposed to protect. It invented the category. It held the rights. It never lost in court. And it's losing anyway. Because in the end, the moat was never the thing it thought it owned.